awake now, are we? That's fortunate for you. I get to explain how we got here. Well, it would seem I've kidnapped you. You probably want to know why, and that's alright. I can help you out with that. It's very simple, actually, if you really, truly think about it. I've spent my entire life watching you. I've always been behind you in class, and, well, I've always found you increasingly attractive. And so, as you grown older, along with me, I realized that this attraction wasn't just on the physical level, but also on the emotional. You were perfect for me, but you just couldn't see that. You spent all your time talking to boys and talking to girls and never talking to just me individually. So I decided, because I don't know your sexuality, that I need to deal with you. I need to protect myself from having to ever see you with someone who isn't me ever in my life. And so I did some research. First things first, I went and found your most recent acquaintances, and I sent them some threatening emails. You wonder why you've been losing friends recently. That was indeed me. And then I found some of your older friends who I knew wouldn't just be spooked off by some emails with your name and the address. And I arranged for them to learn things about you. You know, they wake up one day missing a toe. Toe is then later seen near your house. That's just one example. Another one, I just simply made it so they realized that you weren't their friend. It's quite simple, actually. It's amazing what you can do with Photoshop nowadays, and, well, I took care of the problem, some might say. Anyways, so I've isolated you now. And then it was quite simple. If you've spent a couple months isolated, at least, from all your friends, you're wondering why nobody talks to you. That's when I started talking to you, and it was great. We had so many fantastic little discussions and talks, and I really got to know you and feel how much I cared for you, and I thought you felt the same, and it's really a shame I didn't make a move. I'm pretty sure in that moment you were so vulnerable that, well, I could have made you mine for the rest of my life and kept you with me, kept you away from others. But unfortunately, my anxiety got the better of me, which is fine. It's fine. It's depressing, but it's not the end of the world. Then I noticed you talking to someone new. This new student. And I sent them a threatening email, and they didn't stop talking to you. They asked you about it, and you said, of course, that wasn't you. Which is, well, it's it's a painful thing to know that they wouldn't just leave it that. What a sentimental human. Anyways, I tried to frame you for gossiping about them and making fun of them behind their back, but you see, it's quite difficult when you only have one other friend, being myself, and you're paying less and less attention to me for this more attractive person. That's so painful for me to just know and have to deal with, but I'm over it. Don't worry. So then I had to go to more extreme measures, which was not my favorite thing in the world. I had to take them and lure them out to the countryside. It was quite simple, actually. I said, we were getting a gift for you and I need them to come help me. And they got in my car, told no one. A silly fool thinks that they're safe with me. Out to the countryside. And I originally was just going to leave them out there, just dump them and not come back, and they would die eventually from exposure, but there's that small chance they'd live. So I took it upon myself to dispose of the indisposable, some might say. They're gone now. Multiple whacks with a shovel, and then it was a spade, so there was some stabbing. Yeah, there's no way they lived, which is fortunate and unfortunate. It's fortunate as in I'll never have to see them again, and you'll never be tempted to leave my side, and it's unfortunate that I am now actually a murderer. That's neither here nor there, of course. This is about us, isn't it? So, simply put, I'm so happy that we can be together now, just like this. And it makes me so glad that us together will be forever. Oh, you might be wondering where we're going to be going, because we're not staying here. This is your room. Oh, it's quite simple. How we got to this point is probably how we're leaving. Out through the window. And don't try to scream or anything before you wake up. Yeah. You see the needle? Yeah, I gave you some injections. You're not going to be able to make a noise. You're going to be able to breathe. You're basically in a vegetated state, but your brain is still functioning. It's kind of like being in a coma. I think it's probably the most exact thing, but you can see. And you don't weigh very much, so I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to carry you out through the window. And then we'll be off. It'll be a grand adventure to star-crossed lovers together forever. And, well, I would think that would probably be the end of our story. We could go see the world, do whatever we wanted. I've got the ability, and you will too. I've got to ask you to not tell anybody about what I've told you tonight. And for safety from yourself, I don't think I'm ever going to let you talk to anybody again. Besides me, of course. So, I know you can't make any sounds or say anything, but do me a favor and, look up and down if you agree. Oh. So you're just gonna... Okay. You're giving me the stared look. I can't really read your eyes as well as I can speak to you, but I think I'm fully aware of where your opinion is, but that's okay. I think with some time, some training, and possibly some persuasion, that you and I can be fantastic together. Alright, sweetheart. I'd probably relax, because fighting it just not going to do anything. Let's go.